Breakups are hard. But when the person you loved was emotionally avoidant, the pain cuts deeper. If you're watching this, chances are you're stuck, reliving old conversations, wondering what went wrong, feeling both hurt and confused. I've been there too. But by the end of this video, you'll have a roadmap, a clear path to reclaim your peace and rebuild your emotional self. I'm going to walk you through the steps that helped me not just survive, but grow. Let's dive in. Step 1. No contact. Yes, you've probably heard this 100 times. That's because it works. Every time you reach out to them, you're reopening the same wound that hasn't fully healed. Every unanswered message, every cold reply, it sends your nervous system spiraling back into trauma. That's not love. That's self-harm in disguise. And I get it. When your heart still aches for them, the urge to check in, to hear their voice, to just know they still care, it's overwhelming. But here's the truth. No contact doesn't just protect you from them. It protects you from your own patterns. It gives your soul a quiet space to begin healing without being pulled back into old chaos. So block the number if you have to. Mute their socials. Do whatever helps. Because the pain of missing them, it's temporary. But staying stuck in that loop, that lasts far longer. Then comes step 2. Loving detachment. This doesn't mean shutting off your heart. It means choosing to love yourself more. You can still care, still understand their wounds, still wish them healing, but stop offering yourself as the emotional sacrifice. Loving detachment is choosing to walk away with compassion, not bitterness. You're not saying, you never mattered. You're saying, I finally do. When you stay in a relationship where you're consistently hurt, what you're teaching them, consciously or not, is that emotional neglect is okay. That love can survive even when respect disappears. That you'll stay no matter the damage. You weren't born to be a doormat. You weren't put on this planet to absorb pain and call it love. And yes, it's hard to let go, especially when you have a heart that wants to fix, to hold on, to heal. But here's what helped me let go of guilt. I already tried. I showed up. I gave my best. Now it's time to give that same effort to you. I tried to rescue him. I poured my heart into it, but he made his choice. He didn't want to be saved. And that's not my burden to carry anymore. That's his journey, his responsibility. And one of the hardest truths in healing is this: you cannot love someone into changing. No matter how pure your intentions, no matter how deeply you care, if they don't choose growth, if they don't choose healing, nothing you say or do will open their eyes or mature their heart. And that's where loving detachment becomes your superpower. Because in choosing to let go without bitterness, you get to keep your dignity, your grace, and your capacity to love. You don't become jaded. You don't let their inability to receive love harden your ability to give it in the future. You just quietly take your love back, like taking back a gift that wasn't wanted. Not out of spite, but out of self-respect. And when you do that, you take back more than love. You take back your power. Because somewhere along the way, you started believing that they held the key to your happiness, that their love, their validation, their presence was what completed you. But what you're really yearning for is your own love. That deep, nurturing energy you gave them so freely without getting much in return. That's what you're missing. And that's what you get to give back to yourself now. You stop chasing their approval. You start building your own. You remind yourself daily, I am enough, I am worthy, I am lovable. Not because someone else says it, but because you believe it. Think about it. You existed long before they came into your life. You laughed, you dreamed, you felt whole. You'll be just fine long after they're gone. So now let's talk about the aftermath. The emotions that swirl around after a breakup. Pain, confusion, grief, anger, emptiness. Let yourself feel it. Don't suppress it. But also, don't let those emotions own you. It's easy to get trapped in resentment. Easy to replay every wrong thing they did. Every way they failed you. But healing doesn't come from blame. Healing comes from reframing. Here's what helped me. Instead of asking, why did they hurt me? Ask, what did this teach me? What wisdom did this pain bring? What strength did I find that I didn't know I had? See, you're not erasing the hurt, you're not minimizing the betrayal, you're just choosing not to let it define you. That's the power of acceptance. Accept who they were. Accept what happened, and then decide what comes next. Accept what happened. Accept that it hurt. Accept that it was unfair. But also, accept that you chose to stay. This is the part no one wants to talk about. But it's where the real power lives. Yes, they may have mistreated you. Yes, they disappointed you. But healing doesn't come from just pointing fingers. It comes from owning your choices. Because when you say, I allowed this to continue, you shift from victim to creator. And that shift changes everything. Let me ask you, how often have you told yourself, I'll never love again? Or worse, I'll never love someone the way I loved them. If that's you, pause right now and take a breath. Because this breakup, yes, this painful, chaotic, heartbreaking experience might be the greatest teacher you've ever had. It's teaching you the most vital lesson of all, how to love yourself. I want to share something with you that I wrote recently, and if it resonates, let me know in the comments, because I think more people need to hear this. Everyone's searching for the perfect partner, but they forget. You are the love of your life. You will never know anyone as deeply as you know yourself. And the love you give yourself becomes the foundation for every other relationship. So ask yourself, before you fall in love with someone else, have you fallen in love with yourself? A healthy relationship with another person starts with a healthy relationship with yourself. So right now, this isn't a wasted phase or a delay in finding love. This is your training ground. This is where you start learning how to regulate your emotions, how to listen to your needs, how to give yourself what you were once begging someone else to give you. Start small. What do you need today that you've been waiting for someone else to provide? Validation? Reassurance? Approval? Give it to yourself. Out loud, in writing, in action. Learn to love yourself so fully that their absence becomes irrelevant. And the wildest part? Once you start showing up for yourself like that, you stop attracting people who leave. You stop settling for crumbs because you've learned how to bake your own damn bread. And when love comes again, and it'll come in a completely new form. Not the kind that drains you, not the kind that triggers your wounds, but the kind that mirrors how you treat yourself. So now I want you to ask yourself, what are you really missing? Them, or the feeling of being wanted? Are you longing for them, or for the moments where you felt seen? Because here's the truth. Let's talk about the hardest truth of all. You didn't fall in love with who they truly were. You fell in love with the version of them before things got real, before emotional maturity was required, before commitment was tested. You fell for the charm, the ease, the early days, the surface level version. But the real test of character happens when things get hard. And when that moment came, they disappeared. So stop clinging to their potential. Stop trying to resurrect a version of them that only existed in the beginning. That version is gone. Or maybe it was never fully real to begin with. And the one who's standing in front of you now, they ghosted you, they hurt you, they left you when you needed them most. You didn't lose them, you were released from them. Let that land. Now, if you're still feeling guilty for moving on, especially if you're an empath, I get it. But here's what you need to remember. You cannot rescue someone who refuses to face themselves. No matter how much you believed in them, No matter how long you waited, it won't matter unless they decide to change. It's not your job to be their savior. And sometimes, the kindest thing you can do for someone who won't listen to wisdom is to let them hit rock bottom. Avoidants can't run from themselves forever. Where are they going to go? Eventually, life will catch up. The consequences, the patterns, they always rise to the surface. And until then, your job is to let go. Let go of the fantasy. Let go of the guilt. Let go of the illusion that it was your responsibility to fix them. Letting go is not a one-day event. It's a daily choice. You will miss them sometimes. You will think about them, and that's okay. The goal isn't to erase them. The goal is to reclaim your power. And every single day you do that. Every time you choose you, you're rebuilding. You're learning to love yourself in a way they never could. That's what this journey is about. That's what the ReloveProject stands for. So if this video spoke to your heart, let me know in the comments. Where are you on your healing journey right now? What truth did you need to hear today? And hey, if you want to keep healing together, you can subscribe and join this family. Because the truth is, you are not alone. There are so many of us walking this path with you. So take care of your heart. Take care of your future. And I'll see you in the next